Welcome once again, board members. It's time for another shelf talk where I take a game off the shelf and I talk about it. And today's game is Copenhagen by Queen Games. Copenhagen is a beautiful, colorful, tile selecting, card selecting, tile playing, tile laying, puzzle type game where you're trying to create the most beautiful, colorful building with the most windows, covering coat of arms possible in the city of Nyhavn. I think that's what it's called. Nyhavn? Something like that. Anyway, let's get down to the table, check out the components, which are gorgeous, check out the rules, and find out how you can win in Copenhagen. So as always, let's start with the components. We've got a scoring track, we've got a harbor, houses, ability tiles, 4 scoring markers, 70 facade cards in 5 different colors, 1 end of game card, 62 facade tiles in different colors, and 12 special tiles. In Copenhagen, you're trying to build your house by selecting tiles of various colors, trying to match windows, if possible. Sometimes it's not always possible. Definitely not always easy. Like so, in an effort to score 12 points. Points are scored by completed rows and completed columns. A completed row is worth 1 point. A completed row of all windows is worth 2 points. A completed column is worth 2 points. A completed column with all windows is worth 4 points. Here's how you get to select your tiles. On your turn, you are allowed to take one of 2 actions. First action is a take cards action. Player may take any 2 cards along the harbor as long as they're adjacent. So I could take this yellow and this yellow, replacing them from the center deck. The other action you can take is construct facade. You can construct a facade by discarding the number of cards you need to purchase the size tile that you want from the supply pile. So if I were to discard 2 yellows, I could purchase a size 2 yellow tile from the pile and place it on my board. If I were to place it on my board adjacent to another yellow piece, I can discount my number of cards discounted by 1 card. Tile placement rules state that you can place a tile anywhere on your board if it fits, as long as it's either touching the bottom or at least touching one other tile that's touching the bottom. So you can't play them all willy-nilly like this. When placing your tile, if you cover a coat of arms, as is shown here, you may take a coat of arms actions. A coat of arm action, you can either take a special tile, or take an ability tile, or activate an ability tile. These are known as special tiles. You can take one and place it immediately according to the construction rules. You go right there, little tile. Or you can take one of the ability tiles. We'll go over each of these ability tiles in a moment. Or you can activate an ability tile, which allows you to recharge an ability tile that's already been used. Now let's talk about the 5 different ability tiles. Starting with the Any Cards tile. When performing the Take Cards action, you may take any 2 cards from the footbridges of the harbor, not just adjacent. So activate the tile. Thank you, purple. Thank you, purple. Purple's the best color. It just always is. The additional card says when performing the Take Cards action, you can take a 3rd card. Don't mind if I do. Purple, yellow, and yellow. The change of colors action states that when you build a facade, you can treat one color of cards in your hand as if they were another color. For example, I could state that all greens in my hand were purple and then play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 purples to purchase this big purple tile right here. And in you go. The both actions tile allows you to, you guessed it, take both actions. You may take cards from the harbor, and construct a facade. Play 2 blue. I'll take this 2 blue, thank you. And last but not least is the construction discount. When performing the construct facade here, you can discard 1 fewer card in exchange for the tile you want. 1, 2 yellow will let me place a size 3 yellow. If I were to play it here, I covered up a coat of arms, I would get a special action, coat of arms action. I'll take a special tile, place it here, and complete this row for double points. Because it's all windows, no bricks. As far as scoring goes, scoring happens immediately whenever you complete a row or a column. The first person to reach 12 ends the game and wins the game. If nobody reaches 12 by the time the pile of cards is empty, you take the end of game card, shuffle it with 9 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you'll put that on the bottom of the deck, shuffling all the rest of the discards to start a new deck. When that card is revealed, the game ends immediately, and whoever has the most points wins. So let's go back up top, and I want to tell you what I think about Copenhagen. All right, you've seen the components. They're gorgeous. This happens to be the deluxe edition, where the tiles are like acrylic and they're see-through when you're using a green tile as your example and you have a green screen behind you. So that's kind of unique. So let's choose a red one that's not see-through. However, the windows are see-through, which is really cool in the acrylic deluxe edition. So if you're going to get this game, spring for the deluxe. It's well worth it. Not that the cardboard version isn't worth playing, but even the sound is satisfying. Okay, enough on the aesthetics, even though it's beautiful. That's one of the things I love about the game. It's beautiful. The colorful buildings, houses, the windows, and the aesthetic. It's just really, really neat. You're on this harbor or this city. You hear oftentimes gamers talk about gateway games or introduction games to kind of the hobby game space. I think this one fits that bill very, very well. If you have a gaming group, maybe you have a small gaming group, but you want to expand and teach new games to newer hobby gamers, this one should be on your list for sure. It's really easy to teach. It's a lot of fun, very easy to grasp, and it's not super, super long. Sometimes people that are newer to the hobby game space, they don't get the 2 or 3 hour, 4 hour lengthy back and forth games, but this one plays in about 30, 35, 40, 45 minutes, somewhere in there, depending on player count. It's a 2 to 4 player game, but it really doesn't quite take an hour to play a game of Copenhagen. I don't see much wrong with the game. As I'm trying to think about times that I've played about maybe 5 or 6 times, and I can't think of a time where, oh wow, that was too powerful, or that didn't seem right, or I think the game is pretty well balanced, and it's just super fun for what it is. It's a lighthearted, easy to get to the table, easy to set up, easy to clean up, break down, and just easy to play, and overall fun. So that's my final thoughts on Copenhagen. Have you played Copenhagen? Do you have a favorite game that you like to teach to newer players? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this content, please click the thumbs up for me, subscribe. You can even ring the notification bell if you'd like to get notified when I do other Shelf Talk videos. You can check out some of my other Queen Games Shelf Talk videos in the link mentioned above here. And as always, I'll see you at the next boardroom meeting.